Lab 2 has 3 separate tasks. Each one requires us to implement a controller for a differential drive robot using Python language. The controllers are going to move my robot around in different shapes using given distances, widths, heights, speeds, or radiuses, depending on what applies. All of them have a few things in common across tasks. Each controller is going to throw error warnings in 2 different scenarios. The first scenario is when the robot can't complete the path in the time that's given, and the second scenario where an error warning is tossed is when the velocity exceeds the max capacity. Also, when they run, each controller is going to print the direction the robot's moving in degrees rather than radians as it runs its route. So for task 1 we got this robot, or rectangle here. The path we're going to move in starts here on the x-axis, far left, and we're going to have it go up and around clockwise. We'll see that here. I'm actually going to go ahead and click on this epoch because it gives you these nice arrows that show the roll, pitch, and yaw here. This red arrow here that represents the yaw is what we're going to use for tracking the robot's direction it's facing. This first one I'm just going to run a rectangle. Have it here. And down here it's printing the direction it's facing in degrees. And we calculate the distance that it traveled given those heights and widths and the speed here, also the time. And I'm going to run that one more time a little bit faster so you can see that it does the right shape. Lab 2 task 2 has us driving in circles. We're given 2 radiuses and an expected completion time as well as a constant speed. But first I'm going to show you one of the error warnings in the case that the time that's given isn't even possible for the robot. Task 2 has us driving in these specific circles. For this one of the requirements is that the robot runs clockwise for both of them. So I'm going to be using the first given radius on this one, the second one on this one. I'll go with a smaller circle on the left so that you can clearly see a larger circle on the right, just like this image. Alright, first I'm going to get those arrows out again, so you can see the red yaw here. And first we have a warning that says that the actual time that it would take to complete those 2 circles is much higher than the 10 seconds that was given. So it just fails on that one. And running it again with a different time, you'll start to see those circle shapes I was talking about. Okay, so it did the small circle with a radius of 10, and then a larger one, radius of 14, and stopped. I'm going to do that a little faster, so you can see the shape went. And it calculated the time, distance, and speed on the bottom. The final shape for Lab 2 is an oval. For task 3 waypoints, we're given a radius, a distance, a constant velocity, and an expected time again. This time I'm going to showcase the error message for when max velocity is exceeded. Here's our shape that we're going to be driving. Starting far left on the x-axis again, we're going to map these half circles here using the radius that was given, and we're going to drive these straight lines using the distance that was given, again moving clockwise. So we'll get our red arrows out. We'll start it up. As you can see, there's an error for when the max velocity is passed up. And if we fix that, we'll start driving in our little racetrack. The console feed is printing out the yaw value in degrees again. And there's our prints with our calculations for distance, time, and speed. Let's run that one more time a little faster. And you can see the oval shape.